He was and still is one of Lincoln County's favorite football phenoms. After high school, this athletic defensive end took his talents to Athens, where his presence helped to bring UGA football back to relevance in 2002. Now, press fast forward, in about 20 years after he first set foot on campus as a student athlete, this dog has finally got his papers. Excited to have on today's Big Dog, Little Dog, a real live, damn good dog, Shedrick Wynn. Big
Hey, hey, Erica. I appreciate it. What's going on?
So excited to have you. So let's just jump right into this undergraduate degree that you got 20 years after you first became an athlete at UGA.
20 years.
I listen, 20 years, 2 years, 10 years, you got your papers. Right, thumbs up to you. I commend you, because so many times, like, people go to school and don't finish, or they say, oh, I'm gonna put it off, and they never go back to get their degree. So talk about your experience and how you even decided to go back to finish your undergraduate degree.
Well, like I said, thank you for having me on. It's an honor, and it's just crazy with all the publicity that we're getting right now. But it was like something that I always was trying to do, trying to get it accomplished. But it's just, life, having kids and wife, things were just eluding. But, once I got my opportunity through coaching, to get back into Athens, we got the ball rolling, and Kirby Smart and Glader Horvath, one of the compliance officials over there at UGA, they get in, man, and we sitting here now,
Okay, now, so for people out there who are watching who don't know who Kirby is, Kirby Smart is the University of Georgia's head football coach right now. So, right. Shed, did Kirby help you get back into school? Because Coach Smart wasn't there when you were in college. Your coaches were Coach Donnan and Coach Rick. So did Kirby have a part in you going back to school this time?
Well, yeah, along with the athletic staff in general, the whole athletic department, with Kirby and with Glader working together, in order to get me everything that I needed, in order to get me back on campus and get me in the classes that I needed. Yeah, they played a big part in me getting the classes.
So when I was in school, when we were in school, I remember that Champ Bailey, for example, would come back during the off season. And I remember seeing him on campus finishing his degree. So I always wondered, I was on the dance team and in the band, so I wasn't a scholarship athlete. So I don't know what scholarship athletes get to have perks wise after they graduate or after they finish school or finish their playing career. But are you able to go back and use your scholarship and not have to pay for school, or did you actually have to come out of pocket to finish your degree?
No, yeah. Fortunately, I was able to get on scholarship, stay on scholarship, and finish it, man. And that's a test to the University of Georgia Athletic Department on trying to get their former athletes degrees. And it was big, man.
That's huge.
Tremendously, yeah. Especially with having a family and everything.
That's huge. Okay, so Coach Smart and the Athletic Association department helped you go back and finish your degree. How many classes did you have left? How many classes, how many hours did you have left?
I had a total of 12 hours left.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 12 hours. But the thing was, my GPA was down below 2.0, so I had to take some classes to get my GPA up. So I ended up going like two semesters.
Okay.
2.5. Yeah.
So let's walk people back to 1999. Before you got to Georgia, you were a standout defensive end at Lincoln County. Talk about Lincoln County. What was it like growing up in Lincoln County? What's the population? Does everybody know everybody? One stoplight? Like, paint the picture.
Yeah, Lincoln County. It's a small town. Very tight-knit community. All centered around athletics, around football. Just growing up in Lincoln County, it's like I said, small town, one stoplight, what I'm saying? 2, I think now.
How many Walmarts?
Oh, 0 Walmarts.
No Walmarts in Lincoln County.
No Walmarts. A lot of mom and pop spots, a lot of just family knit cookouts and all that type of deal. You know, I got a big family. You know what I mean? My grandmother had 9 kids, so
Okay, Granny.
my grandfather raised hogs and stuff, so I got to see hogs again. It was crazy in the country. I just say that, you know, it was crazy growing up.
Wait, so do you have any hands-on one-on-one experience raising hogs yourself, or?
Yeah, we do actually. You know, I always was going out and feeding them. You know, and
Okay.
he had some pretty good size one at the time. You know, we feeding hogs and watching them getting you know, getting prepared for you know, New Year's. Yeah, you know, I don't want to get too. I don't want Peter else.
Right. But listen, this is what we do. We raise them, and then we unfortunately have to.
But it was, yeah. I grew up around.
Yeah.
It was crazy in the country.
So country living, small town, no Walmarts, maybe one traffic light. Everything is focused around football. You go to Lincoln County. You start as a freshman, right?
Right.
And that was like not particularly a heard of thing at that time, not just in your school, but across the nation. It's really rare for a person to start varsity football as a freshman. Like, what was that like, and how did that happen?
Yeah, during the time when I was coming along, I think Garrison Hurst, he was, you know, the first guy to play start as a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So during at that time, I should say, you know what I'm saying? So it's maybe 10 years, I guess. Yeah, at the time that we had someone that come along that had that type of talent. So it was a big deal.
And Garrison is from Lincoln.
Yes, he's from Lincoln as well. Yeah. The first game that I played in was our rival against Washington Wilkes. I didn't start that game. I came in probably about 3 or 4 series into the game because one of our starting linebackers got his leg. He broke his leg
during the game.
Yes, during the game. Early in the game. So as time went by, you know what I'm saying, you know, they was making moves on us and they put me in.
Put you in.
Yeah, man. I ended up having 2 sacks, like 9 tackles, and the rest was history. I started the rest of those games and the rest of my career.
The rest of your career in high school.
Yeah.
So then
we won a state championship in '95.
Okay.
So I was a starter in on the state championship team.
Well, you got super spoiled though, because so you started as a freshman. You started as a freshman, won the state championship as a freshman. Then you got to UGA, and welcome to Coach Donnan.
Right.
No shade to Coach Donnan, but those last couple years with the Oahu Bowl, and I think one year did we not make a bowl game? Maybe I'm making that up.
Yeah, well, yeah, we made the bowl. We just didn't make it what we thought we were going to. We had high expectations at the beginning of the season. I think it was 2000 when we came in like 9 in the nation.
Okay.
Ended up losing like 5 games.
We talk about expectations. You start off your football career in high school, starting as a freshman, winning a state championship your freshman year. You get to Georgia. The football program is kind of falling apart. Like, how did you navigate that space when you were used to winning and used to literally being the big dog on your campus?
One of the biggest things that was a shock to me, you know, was I got moved from defensive end to interior, to inside. So
and you had never played inside before, right?
I never played with my hand down before, you know. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, and then moving inside. So I had to adjust to that. And it took me some time to get to that, especially being, you know, undersized. And, you know, just the expectations that we had versus the outcome of it was kind of, you know, disappointing for us throughout the whole team, you know what I'm saying? And then come the coach change, you know what I mean, and the culture change, you know, so all of it was a learning experience for me, which it got me to, I take a lot of those things that I learned during those times and what apply to my life now.
Whenever there's a coaching change at any school, you know, there's always the people who are like, hey, you know, let's turn over a new leaf. And then people who are like, no, you know, let's keep with the devil that we know. Coach Rick came. How did that change your career and your trajectory? Like, was he able to help you get better and learn your new position better?
I think overall, what it did for us, not talent-wise, because Coach Dunner always recruited great talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of our issues that we did on the field wise was help to deal with endurance,
Right.
shape. You know what I'm saying? And so when he brought Coach Van Hallinger,
Mm-hmm.
was a strength coach at the time, and the mat drills and all that stuff. I mean, that changed the culture for us. I mean,
Right.
it was a different type of discipline that it gave to us that we
Mm-hmm.
have at the time when Coach Dunn was there, and it didn't have nothing to do with you know what I'm saying, with they structure as discipline or whatever, but it was just the workouts and all that type of stuff was something that we used, and it was applicable to our life as well, what Coach Rickman brought to us.
So 2002 SEC East SEC East and SEC championship year. That was one of your best years athletically. Yeah. Talk about that and talk about what happened from that year to the next year with you personally, career-wise.
I personally had, things with going on that was outside of football,
like personal life, academic life.
Yeah, personal life and academics, and it had nothing to do, just not going to class and just being 20 years old.
You were skipping class, Shed?
What? Big, do my work, but I wouldn't be in class because I was stringing with schedule we had, So
pay the athletes.
Yeah, man, it's rough. That summer, going into that summer, I had a conversation with Coach Rick and everything. And because of my academics at the time, I was going to have to serve a 2-game suspension. It's extended to 3 because I think that was the protocol, but it was nothing I could do about it. So I opened up 2002 with a 3-game suspension.
Dang,
and
okay.
So when I came back, I was like ready to roll. From there was the Tennessee game, I think we played, which was like the first real big test we had. And I ended up having a pretty good game. And one of the big plays that season that kind of helped us continue our roll on until we.
Wait, back up. So wait, one of the big plays from that season was was it your sack?
Yeah, that sack. I mean, it was like going into, it was a fourth quarter. I think it was like 5-some minutes left. They were driving, and
we were at Tennessee, right? By the way, we was
in Athens.
It was home. Okay.
Yeah, they was getting ready to beat us, getting ready to cut us, and I made a sack on, I think it was James Banks on like a 3rd or 4th down play. I think it was 4th down something, and they were going for it. And they got it. They were going to, eventually win. You know what I'm saying? I got a sack there, and that kind of helped propel me. But it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk about, how my personal life came, because that play, I never talked about it, personally out in the public, but it's like that play, and I got pictures of it, you see it. I had Boss and Tony, and they all, excited. We all crunk and jump. So they dive on me, jumping on me. So when I'm leaning over, I don't fall. I just got 2 big dudes on my back. That's like kind of like what started happening with my injury. That's like that's what's what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? To cause my back to be was that.
Okay, hold on, back up. So the Tennessee game, 0-2, you have one of your best games. You have one of the best plays of the season. And then when Tony and Boss are celebrating your tackle.
David. Yeah, it's David. Yeah, David Pollard.
Oh, and David, when they jump on you, that you think is what starts your.
Well, yeah, because I'm like leaning over on my left. I got my left leg planted, and I'm leaning, and I got these 2 guys. I got them on my back. You know what I'm saying? And I never fall and everything. So when they gave me the you know what I'm saying, when we talk about my injury or whatever, you know what I'm saying, when they started talking about I had, these lumbar issues and chip vertebrae issues and stuff that was on the left side and my hip, and then I'm like, I never got like hit like that. So they were like, yeah, it come from overextending and, all that stuff. So I kind of like put things together. And I got the pictures to show it. And I'm like,
what?
When I first realized it, you know, at the time, I was like, oh man. So I didn't feel bad about it, but I was just like, but dang, it's basically an injury that happened, you know what I'm saying, that
From
started.
celebrating.
Yeah, basically. The Sugar Bowl was where I really was like, that whole week was kind of when I, you know what I'm saying, I was doing rehabbing and doing all that type stuff, but you know, we still were hanging out and everything, but you know, just rehabbing all that type of deal.
Right.
And game, I didn't play the first half, you know.
Okay.
And I had got the meds and everything. And
wait, so let's back up. So you didn't play the first half of the 02-03 Sugar Bowl, not because of academic reasons, but because you were still not feeling yourself.
Well, I never got in the game at the time.
You didn't play the Sugar Bowl at all that year?
No, I didn't play at all. And, you know, John Favreau was the time we was the DN coach, and we didn't have a good relationship. But, you know.
Wait, which coach was it? Who was it?
It was John Favreau, Coach Fab. Yeah, with a buddy. He was a buddy. But we didn't have a good relationship at the time. And, you know, he didn't want to put me in the game because he didn't feel like I practiced. So,
but Shed, but was it not that you weren't practicing a lot because you were injured, or were you just?
Oh, that's definitely what it was. I was rehabbing, and I mean I was at practice rehabbing, so it wasn't like I was just in my head, not in practice.
Right.
So when we got back to Athens, and I did an MRI at St. Mary's, and they read the results to me and told me what the issue was. I was irate.
So let's back up. So the diagnosis, was it spinal arthritis? What was the diagnosis?
It was spondylosis.
Spondylosis, okay.
This is spinal arthritis. That I had 2 chipped vertebrae in my lower back and bulging disc. You know what I'm saying? All this in my back, and that was down in my lower back. So I've never been hurt before like this. You know what I mean? I done had an ankle injury, you know, high ankle sprain, stuff. But we talking about my back here. You know what I mean? And something that I had been telling them, you know, something was wrong.
Something was wrong
with me all this time, and they was telling me it was spasms and stuff, and you know, so I was pissed off to say the least.
Now, obviously, times are different. Medicine, technology is different, but back in 02, does that kind of back injury always have to be career ending, or could you have pursued an NFL career?
I'm pretty sure I could have. I was still rehabbing, trying to rehab and everything, but it was just, it still bothers me now.
Mm-hmm. Timeline purposes, we played the bowl game. We beat Florida State, Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, this is around. I guess this is like, I don't know. I think it was like probably about March.
Oh, okay, so it's well into the spring semester of 03.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like February, probably early February. You know. Okay. Early February.
Coach Rick suspends you indefinitely because.
Yeah, he suspended me indefinitely because of, you know, that's the issue with me and Rick. He said he told me that my behavior at the time was detrimental to the team, which is what was going on with me and Coach Fab.
Do you feel like, and this is not an indictment of any one coach, but just generally in football or in major sports, whether it's basketball, if you're at Kentucky, football, if you're at Georgia, you know, Bama, whatever, do you feel like once you as an athlete are not going to be a standout for the team anymore, coaches and counselors and advisors don't pay you as much attention? Because do you feel like you could have found your way a little bit better if more coaches and more advisors had kept hands on you? And do you feel like the reason that you were kind of left on your own is because, you know, you weren't the next big man up because you had an injury?
Well, no, I don't think so. Not in my case.
Okay.
I think a lot of it was just me being, you know what I'm saying, just me being myself. You know what I mean? Just, yeah.
You're like, basically, it's my fault.
Yeah, basically, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Me not, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, just being just straight up with them about stuff, about things that was going on. And me, basically me being pissed off about me being hurt and, you know what I'm saying, them not listening to me, you know what I mean? And I'm just like doing my own thing and being my own, you know what I'm saying? And that's that's kind of what led to that.
So summer '03 comes. You are, the Red and Black at least reports that Coach Rick has dismissed you from the team, that you might be considering other options. You don't come back to school in the fall of '03, right?
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, because the Red and Black, first of all, you know, because he didn't dismiss me from the team.
Okay,
you know?
So the Red and Black got it wrong.
Yeah, they got it wrong. When that whole thing came about him dismissing me from the team, it wasn't necessarily that, you know, he had dismissed me. You know, I just stopped doing things. You know, I just stopped going around and stopped being around. So basically, you know what I'm saying? And then,
wait, hold on. So what do you mean you just stopped being around? You just stopped coming to practice? You stopped working out?
Well, I wasn't able to come around anyway. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't have contact with nobody.
Okay.
That's all it was.
We got the backstory on how you went from high school standout to having a great season at Georgia, especially in '02, to your injury and to not finishing your degree based on all the things that happened with the coaches, your injury, like the relationships. Fast forward to when you decided, I want to finish my degree. And your degree, by the way, is in housing management and policy, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you want to finish your degree, but you get married, you have kids, you work different jobs. I think I read that you worked at Caterpillar, then you worked, of course, at Lincoln County High School for a little bit. You came to Cedar Shoals. At what point did you really buckle down and say, I am going to go back to school and finish this degree?
One of my cousins was up here. So me and him was talking about, you know, businesses and everything. And about, you know what I'm saying, the housing market. So, you know, I have all these ideas and everything, you know what I'm saying, but I don't have the, you know, the paper to back it.
Right.
When he started his business, you know what I mean, in real estate, you know, in realty, the development, that kind of like gave me you know, just the inspiration to really to go and start laying down the foundation, you know what I'm saying, and start putting things in place. Because I always wanted to get my degree and finish my schooling, but, you know, just trying to get there and following the plan to get there, you know what I'm saying, was always kind of where I had the issue with. One of the D-line coaches at Lincoln County, he gets the head coaching job. He'd been there for like 26 years at the time, you know what I'm saying? So he calls me and he wants to hire me as a D-line coach. And I'm like, ain't no way. You know, his name Kevin Banks, Coach Banks. And I'm like, we called him B. And I'm like, nah, B, man, I can't do it. You know?
Why?
I'm working at Caterpillar.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Caterpillar at the time, you know what I'm saying? So he called me, and this is like June. Hey, if you can give me a job working in the school system, you know what I'm saying, working as a parapro or something like that, because I got enough hours and all that, I was like, man, if you can do that for me, then I'll coach. That same day, just so happened, when I hit
Look at God.
Right, look at God. One of my classmates that played basketball, her name Yolanda Leverett. She was a parapro for the elementary school. And she got another job, and she just had resigned for that school year. And bam, that job came open to be a parapro at the elementary school. So I love kids, by the way, and I get the opportunity to be a PE coach, parapro for K through 5, and I do that while I'm down there for 3 years.
I want to talk about like your influence. I mean, obviously, like, I know you as a peer, but you are a coach now. You were a coach then in the Lincoln County school system. Now you're at Cedar Shoals coaching. Let's talk about the influence that you have seen that you have on the younger kids, but now more specifically, your older high school students that you coach.
Yeah. I mean, going from, you know, the elementary class school, you know, being in that school setting, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, just specifically just working strictly in football and varsity with a high school, to actually being inside of a 5A, 6, you know what I'm saying, like 1,400 student class, school is, man, you know, and have that same influence on those kids, it's humbling, and it's like, wow, this is where I need to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Do you share with your high school students the rough path and the rough patches that you had in college?
Oh,
Like, do you
man.
let them know? Are you real with them about that?
I let them know about college life. I let them know about all of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a generation of kids now who are, you can't shade these kids, man. You know what I mean? They see so much stuff now, you know, you have to keep it all the way with them. You know what I mean? And they respect you for it and they love you for it. What I do now in Athens, you know what I'm saying, in the high school we deal with, you know what I mean? I deal with a lot of kids that are underprivileged and a lot of behavior issues and stuff. And, I mean, you know, it's cool to see, you know what I'm saying, to have those relationships with them. You know what I'm saying? I pull up on them in their neighborhoods and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I mean, try to do a lot of things with them. You know what I'm saying? When I first got here, I hit the ground running. Like when I first got back in the coaching and all that type of stuff. Man.
What is your exact position at Cedar Shoals?
I am ISS. I work in ISS.
Okay.
As assistant, you know.
So do you get a raise now that we have our degree?
Oh man, yeah, I better.
This is a part of the show what I like to call big dog, little dog, rapid fire. So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. You have to answer them as quickly as you can without giving it much thought, but there's a timer. I have an internal timer. So I'm timing you and I'm judging you on how quickly you answer without trying to change your answers. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Ready, girl. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Most memorable college football game?
Tennessee, 2001.
Okay. Pick your GOAT, Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron.
Jordan, easy.
Most interesting teammate at UGA?
Josh Mallard.
Okay. Best UGA dining hall?
Snelling.
Most intimidating opponent's stadium?
Tennessee.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas, my man.
Donnan or Rick?
Rick.
3 items you can't live without.
Food, water, and air.
Very politically correct. Okay. Okay. Your favorite party spot in Athens?
Blues Club.
College football or NFL?
College football.
Okay, you did well. You did a good job. Okay. I thought I was gonna throw you with the Donnan or Rick or the pick your goats.
You got me on it, yeah.
Okay. Let's jump into some current college football. What grade do you give Kirby and his staff? And why is it that we have not been able to get over the hump these past couple of years with all the talent in the state, all the 4 and 5 stars, all the best recruiters? What's going on?
I give Kirby them, I give them an A.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You know, it's tough. It's tough to win in the SEC. I mean, and you have to have luck to win the championships, man.
Do you though? Come on.
I know it, but I'm just saying. I mean, you do. Like let's say for instance, 2012 game. Let's take that for instance.
The Aaron Murray, the SEC championship, Bama.
Yeah, with the short game. So Dunn Coach on Riggs basically, you know, who do the last hoorah. All right, so we are dog to dog with these guys. We're Alabama, right? We block a field goal and return it for 90-something yards for a touchdown, right? This is right before the half. You know what I'm saying? So we make that big play. You know what I'm saying? We're in the league. But Saban already knows that we dog tired. And what does he do? He comes out second half and he runs the ball at us. And we already can't stop because we're in that 3-4 defense. And they running right at Jones. And I mean, what can you do with that?
Well, okay, listen. So we're talking about the 2012 SEC.
I was just making that for clarification. I was saying that for you. So, but go ahead.
No. Well, I mean, you're talking about something that happened in 2012. You're saying, what could we do? Okay, so what could we do in 12? What could we do in 17? What could we do in 18? What I mean,
don't talk to me about. I mean, the second and 26 or second and 28. I mean, golly, man, that's a. I know, right? That ain't. I mean, that's not coaching. That's on the player. I'm sorry, boy. That's on him.
Oh wow. Okay.
It really was because I mean it's second and 26, and they gotta they gotta throw the ball 100 yards. So come on, you can't let that man get behind you.
Okay. Okay, so you have an excuse for every season. I hear you. I
can't let it happen.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, a lot of coaches. I mean, with the offensive coordinator we had, you know, what I'm saying all that type of stuff. Yeah, we definitely had to address that issue. You know what I'm saying? And I know we're a defensive conference, defensive school, and all that.
A defensive coach.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you know, it's gonna help to have some good offensive minds around you.
Smart.
And that's something that I'm gonna have to learn too when I want to be a coach and all that type of stuff. You know,
do you want to ultimately coach college as a head coach or as a position coach? Like what is your ultimate goal?
I wouldn't mind coaching college ball. I mean, I think it's a lot that goes into it that I can, you know, be that's compatible with who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? I think I have the personality and the influence to be able to go in for homes and recruit and do all that type of stuff.
You set a really good example, I think, by being outspoken about issues that are important to you, whether it's on social media, I'm sure whether it's in person with your children, with your own children, then with your actual students. Talk about the relationship that you have with your kids at home, and like, do they look at you as a cool dad? Are you a stage dad when you go to their football games? Are you like the dad who's pissed off at all the coaches when the kids don't get the playing time? Like, talk about you as a dad.
Oh man, all of my kids, they they all have different relationships with me. You know what I'm saying? My boys, for instance, you know, they are, you know, they like my players, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't raise them around it. They've been around it, you know what I mean, basically their whole lives, you know what I'm saying? Especially their adolescence, early, you know what I'm saying, preteen life. They've been around it. So, you know, everything they do when they move around me is just funny, you know what I'm saying? Because they on eggshell half the time. And then at the time they, you know what I'm saying, they trying to joke with me, you know. It's cool. My daughter, oh man, she got me. You know what I mean? I gotta go buy her some Air Forces in a few minutes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
daddy's little girl.
Yeah, see, you know what I mean? And, you know, they all have their own personalities. They all are very bright, smart kids.
We didn't have we didn't have any access to social media when we were really young, but we didn't have access to the internet and basically until we were in high school. So we didn't know that there were so many different ways to be successful. There were so many different avenues like to generate, you know, income. Nowadays, you don't really have to go to college to make money and or to be successful. So between TikTok and Instagram and social media and YouTube, how do you keep your kids on a path of being focused by not making crazy mistakes on social media? And how do you also tell them a degree is still important, even though there's so much in the world that's telling us that it's not that important anymore?
Man, it's I always try to tell them, man, like everything that I've done, whatever job I've taken, which is a lot of different crazy jobs.
Like what? Like we know Caterpillar, we know Pop Warner.
Not crazy, but it's a job that I would never expect myself would have been doing. I should say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, but I never seen myself as too good to take it. Me working on golf courses, you know what I'm saying, to me working in Caterpillar, you know,
right.
Being working in, you know, at the Georgia Continuing Education Center. you know what I'm saying, washing dishes and working in the kitchen.
Right.
You know, all those things right there is helped me to continue to move forward and, you know what I'm saying, pursuing my degree and also helping me with, you know, with our kids and all that type of stuff, because it's amazing the type of things that you have, you know, that you didn't think that you might need, some type of knowledge that you didn't think you might need, and it comes, you know what
Comes
I'm
in handy. And you know, and
saying?
shout out, I don't want to you know, forget to mention like your wife and how she's an integral part of your family, and how the journey that you guys have had with her MS diagnosis adds another layer to some of the obstacles that were in your way as you were pursuing your degree.
No,
So
definitely.
I talk about like your relationship and how she's able to like support you and vice versa.
My wife, man, is like superwoman times like 10, man. It's crazy. You know, the day she started like having issues, I mean,
Mhm.
she like went totally blind in one of her eyes, and she drove to work. I mean, it's pouring rain and all of this stuff, man. And she goes to work like not telling nobody because she's trying to figure out what's going on. And she called me and tell me like something going on with my eye. I don't know what it is, but I'm, you know what I'm saying, and I'm on my way to work. And I'm like, hold a minute, like you can't see out one of your eyes and you driving? She's like, yeah, I gotta go to work. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And so she's like at work and trying to work because she was a coach, you know what I mean? A
Yeah.
supervisor, you know what I'm saying? And trying to do it. And like she break down and try to tell them, like, I don't know what's going on. All the things that she has done on top of, you know what I'm saying, all up until that point, because she like held this whole family down, you know what I'm saying, while I was trying to do this and all that.
Yeah.
And to, you know, to get to the point to where we, you know what I'm saying, I'm working Caterpillar, man, and you know what I'm saying, she got this, and then we had that go down, you know what I'm saying. It was a tough blow for us, you know what I mean? And we continue, like, she always supported me, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, we really got real tight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's like literally my best friend. She's a intricate part of me,
Mm-hmm.
with everything I do, man, with the coaching, you know what I'm saying, with the kids.
And I was gonna say, you know, Andrea's her name, right?
Yeah, and
Shout out to Andrea for driving to work, you know, knowing that she couldn't see. But shame on our capitalistic society where you don't feel like you can call in and say, "Look, I'm having a major
I mean,
crisis." Before I let you go, I wanna
okay.
get your I want to get your inside scoop on how you felt when you walked into the classroom this second time around and you were sitting next to kids who you said yourself could have been your kids who were on the football team. Did they even know who you were?
No, I don't think, not really. Few of them did, but no, man, it was crazy. We had a service class where we all had to go to Hartwell together, riding the vans. And man, it was like I was just tripping out because they reminded me so much of us. And I was like, golly, man, we really were crazy back then. It reminded me so much of, but you know, just having a conversation with them and talking with them about, you know what I'm saying, what they're doing, and that, you know what I'm saying, you got somebody here who's been through it, and, you know what I'm saying, and, you
So
know.
what you're trying to say, the kids are still crazy today, like they were 20 years
Oh
ago.
man, what? It's crazy.
Kids
But
are
it's,
still
you
crazy.
know, yes, we had fun, man. It was fun though, you know.
You revealed that you want to possibly be a coach on the college level. We know that you have your fantastic family, your kids, your beautiful wife who's so supportive. Now that you have your housing management and policy degree, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years with that degree or otherwise?
With this degree, in 5 years, what my goals is to be um, able to coach football and still have me a development company where I'm out here developing homes for low income people and affordable housing for low income. That's my plan. Like strictly, that's my
Oh, Shed, you have been an inspiration to so many people. I'm so excited that your story has gotten picked up by so many different outlets. It's an honor to me to be able to talk with you and get to know you a little bit better. And I'm so excited to see what's to come. You are officially a big dog, have always been a big dog, but officially a big dog who's got his papers.
Go dogs, baby.